Hey, so in today's video, I'm going to talk about the biggest misconception that I often see when I see people talking about this book, which is Antifragile by Nassim Taleb. He's also the author of Black Swan, another phenomenal book, and Fooled by Randomness, I want to say. But phenomenal author. He's got a lot of good, just basic principles that he's applied to the world. But I'm going to talk about the one misconception that I see people talk about when they talk about antifragile. So I think most people think of antifragile and the idea of getting stronger and whatnot. They think about it as resilience or toughness, when really that's not it. Because I think with someone who's resilient or tough, they endure hardships and they usually tend to stay the same. They sort of endure the experience. Now, the principle behind anti-fragility is someone is able to grow from the chaos of life. And so, really, what anti-fragility talks about, and actually is going to build off of the very first video from this channel, the idea of setting up your systems and your lifestyle in a way where you're actually going to be able to compound and grow and enjoy the art of that growth, and the fulfillment that that brings. So let's give some examples really quick. Is the idea of your health and fitness, right? Like if you want to develop muscles or if you want to lose weight, usually that requires some stress, and that's the control of the chaos that anti-fragility talks about. So it's not about avoiding strenuous things. It's not about building systems to avoid catastrophes. It's incurring those small disasters every day, whether that's cutting out something in your diet and just sort of suffering from, oh no, I don't get to eat that X food, whatever. Or it's something as if you're thinking about like health and wellness, maybe something like cold showers or sauna, something that the harsh temperature on the first time through, it might feel rough, but after a while your body starts to adapt and actually grow. And so it's not just about resilience and toughness. I think that's a part of it, but it's about the ability to bounce back even stronger. And so this book's phenomenal. I mean, it's dense. Nassim Taleb's works are often filled with a lot of philosophical discussions. I mean, and here he talks about like I think it's Tony from The Sopranos talking to Socrates. I mean, he has a lot of fun dialogues in terms of storytelling and how to express his ideas. But again, that misconception I hear often. And so I just want to tackle that because I think a lot of people might say, hey, I'm anti-fragile or I've got these qualities. And yet you look at the systems in their life and they're not actually structuring their life to benefit from anti-fragility, and they don't really understand that core concept. And so again, if I look at the kind of the theme of this channel, I think about it as, what can I do to set up systems to engage in that deep work where I do come out of it maybe a little tired, maybe a little exhausted. I've leaned into my edge and I've actually done something where I'm walking away, I'm feeling maybe I'm activating that winner effect of actually pursuing a skill, a new skill, whether that's something in communication or leadership, within how I'm organizing a team or an endeavor or project or a business or a product. How am I able to actually pursue something in a way where over time I'm able to compound from those little moments of chaos. And so again, it's not about just hey, I don't know how to do this, I'm just going to have someone else do it. It's about actually, okay, how can I take on little pieces of this project over long term? So again, subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more videos like this. I hope you're getting inspired to check out some of these books. For me, they've been such game changers. Nassim Taleb's Black Swan still remains one of my favorite books of all time, and it just introduced me to a whole bunch of unique ideas. And one last tip I'll say on the video, I don't want to bombard you with too much, but one thing I got from Taleb that was just phenomenal, this idea of the Pareto principle, where 20% of your results come from 80% of the activity. But in the book, he talks about you can basically triple that up, and so you get 20% and 80, right? But you can actually get to a point where it's 1% of activities are basically accounting for 50% of the results. And you see that a lot, where out of a huge market, let's say, law firms, consulting firms, you have the top 1% often receive 50% of the revenue. You often see that across a lot of different fields where the top 1% get 50% of the rewards. And that's just sort of how nature seems to distribute the results in all these systems. It's the same thing with how wealth is distributed. The top 1% own 50% of the wealth. You start to see it in all these different places. So the Pareto principle, and just seeing kind of within my own lifestyle, what are the 1% of habits that I'm engaging in that result in 50% of the benefits that I'm getting out of them. So This year, I'm embarking on kind of this quest of doing something like this, publishing a video every day. That's the 1% I'm engaging in. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So subscribe if you want to join on this journey. Leave a like if you got something of value, and leave a comment. Love to hear if this anti-fragility is something that you would kind of identify with, or it's something that you want to incorporate more into your life. So, till next time.